Greetings, Highlanders fans, and welcome back once again to coverage of the 2012 UC Riverside cross-country seasons. The cross-country teams just came back from Mammoth, where they worked out for 2 to 3 weeks getting prepared for the 2012 season, so we thought it would be time to sit down with head coach Irv Ray to get his take on the upcoming year. Coach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, first, as we do every year, let's take a look back at the previous year to see how that went. How did things go last year, especially compared to how you thought they were going to go at the start of the season? Let's start on the men's side first.
Last year we were really hopeful we were going to compete for a championship. We had Chad Hall up front and Seth, Totten, Talal, Omar, some good guys coming back. But we did have some good races in the beginning and the middle part of the year, but on the day it was a bit disappointing. I mean, Chad winning obviously was a first for our program to have an individual champion, an athlete of the year of the Big West. Seth was all conference, but after that it was pretty weak performances on number 3, 4, and 5 guys, and that was disappointing. So we didn't quite reach our goal, finishing 4th as kind of middle of the pack, but it's not certainly what we had planned for. On the women's side, it was a young group and quite a bit of new people in there, and I thought the girls ran solid. We had 5th place. We're in the middle of the pack of the conference, and that whole team is returning for this year, and so we think we got some good things planned for that. But last year was okay for the girls.
All right, on to 2012. You lose Chad Hall. That's obviously a big loss, but you have Seth coming back for a junior year, and he progressed pretty nicely from his freshman to sophomore campaign. So we know we've got Seth. What do you expect out of him? What do you expect out of the rest of the group?
Yeah, we made some big adjustments in the off season. I think it's important coaches do that, looking at their squad and personnel. And we actually had a couple guys who moved on from our program, and we're bringing up some new people. So Seth is going to be the team captain for the next couple of years. He's a 2-time returning all-conference runner, and he'll be shooting for one of the top spots. And then following behind him is a young squad, but I'm really excited about who they are as people and individuals and their work ethic. And that would be Cody Jordan, who's going to be a redshirt freshman, Ben Heck, a redshirt sophomore, and Michael Gogger, a sophomore, and Nick Beecham, a sophomore. And that group of making our top 5 will be a team, again, that we think can compete for a top 2 or 3 finish in the conference. We're confident of that, and the guys have really put in the work to do that. Along with that, we have some new guys in Cesar Solis, who's going to really help us out a lot as a freshman, and also Sebi Prutke, who I think also is going to kind of fill in our top 7. And then after that, we have some redshirt freshmen we're going to redshirt and kind of plan for next year. So we think we have a top 7 guys that can compete in the top 2 or so in the conference, and that's going to be the goal. The girls have really made a nice move forward from last year. They're all returned. We had a great track season with DeBose, Heflin, Alicia Brown, Katie Daly, all had a great track season, and they've rolled that into a great summer of training. They came in prepared. We've had a little bit of interruptions with some people in Jasmine Pena, but she's coming back from that. So we really returned 6 really good girls. I have a really good freshman in Brianna Simmons. So our team kind of looks like DeBose, Demadre DeBose, Katie Daly, Jzsanette Lindstrom, Rocky Heflin, Alicia Brown, and Jasmine Pena. And then our new freshman, Brianna Simmons from Beverly Hills High School, was one of the top milers in the state, and she's come in and has made our top 7 right off the bat. Very solid 7, and we feel good about their fitness. And again, we have a team that we think can compete in the top 2 in the conference. Davis is, I think, the favorite, and then we're going to have to battle it out with Santa Barbara and Cal Poly and Long Beach. But I think we're up for it, and the girls are excited, and I think we're going to have a good season.
Well, as long as you broached the subject already, let's take a look at the conference as a whole. You've already mentioned a little bit about the women's side, but who's the team to beat, which you've actually already mentioned, but what makes them the team to beat?
Yeah, UC Davis was champions last year. They returned the bulk of their team. They also had a very good track season. They have the top runners in Sarah Sumter and Kreidelbring, and Lazoya, Harkis, Wallace, all those girls. And so they're really kind of the favorites. They're ranked in the top 7 in our region. They're actually getting some votes nationally. So they'll be the top spot. But after that, I think it's a battle between Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, us, and Long Beach. And, we have a good run on the day. I think we can end up top of that group and get it back to the top 2 or 3 finish in our conference, which we'd really, truly like to do, and I think these girls can.
All right, how about on the men's side? Who do you see top the conference, and where do you see the Highlanders fitting into the mix?
Top of the conference will be Cal Poly men. They're ranked in the region in top 10, also receiving votes nationally. They returned pretty much their whole squad that won the championship here last year at our UC Ag Ops course. So again, after them, then it's Santa Barbara, Long Beach, UC Riverside, Irvine to a degree. And that group will battle for that second, third, fourth, and fifth spots. It'll be pretty tight, but again, we're confident we can prevail in that group, and we're going to find out in the weeks ahead.
Well, that's before we look to the weeks ahead. Let's look to the 3 weeks that have just passed. You just got back from Mammoth, where you train every year for the altitude, and I'm sure there's also some team bonding that goes on as well, getting away from campus, but getting away from the 110-degree heat probably doesn't hurt either. What's the importance of going up to Mammoth for training during the preseason?
Yeah, Mammoth has been something we've done traditionally for the last 10 years. It's a physiological changes that take place at 7,000 feet, producing red blood cells, mitochondria, capillaries, all the things that we need to transport oxygen efficiently, and that is achieved best up at Mammoth for the training. It's also where the USA Olympic athletes train, so it's just a great training environment, places to run, and take advantage of the altitude. Then the second part, and by the way, all those red blood cells, everything that we do physiologically lasts for about 100 days, so when we come down, we've got 100 days, and believe it or not, we've got about 60 days to conference and about 70 days to regionals, so we hopefully will take advantage of all the physiology that we've increased there at altitude. And then on the other side of just having a chance to train and be together, live together, run together, the bonding and just coming together as a team has been a really important component for us. And I think it's what separated our program from a lot of other programs. We're the only one that really does that in our conference. And I think the kids really enjoy it, and they really does build things for the team.
What would you say is your recruiting philosophy in the here at UC Riverside? Big West is a competitive conference in cross country as well as in track and field. How do you recruit to UC Riverside?
Yeah, Riverside's a unique recruiting situation, but we've targeted low desert, high desert, inner city of LA, and some areas where people think that Riverside's a really good choice. And so we've zeroed in on those kinds of communities and schools and relationships we've built with coaches. We've had a real strong relationship with Golden Valley High School, which we currently have 3 members from that team that have been on the California State Championship team that have come to Riverside. And because we do a good job with each individual, they tell their teammates and friends and family what a great opportunity and a great environment Riverside is, and so that builds a lot of trust with other people that we're recruiting. The other thing is we look for people that can develop and improve a lot. A lot of the big blue chip people tend to want to go to Cal and Oregon and Stanford, and so we have to look for people that can become blue chip, but we just have to develop them a little bit. And I think we've done a pretty good job with that with people like Brenda Martinez and Rocky Heflin DeBose. These are people that have made it all the way to the national level who came in to our program not at that level, but we've been able to develop them. What we say, coach them up. So we do a lot of coaching up here at UC Riverside.
Well, we actually have our first home meet coming up this week, the UC Riverside Invitational every year, and it just seems to get bigger and bigger every year, the number of people that take part in this. What's it like putting on that kind of a production for 1,000 runners?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. When I came here 10 years ago, there was maybe 200, 300 athletes, maybe a handful of schools. But we changed the date, we changed the course, made it much more spectator friendly. We've added some amenities as far as the way we groom the course, prepare the course, and the new course is faster. And like I said, better for the spectators to watch. The kids rave about the course. And the word has kind of gotten out. So each year it's built and gotten bigger and bigger. We've had people like Arkansas, BYU that have come out and participated in our invitational. This year we have nationally ranked Southern Utah coming, as well as UC Santa Barbara, Fullerton from our conference. They'll give us a chance to see what they're like. Every year we kind of add better parts of this to make it a great invitational, and we'll have close to 1,000 runners and with spectators and a couple thousand people on the course. So we're glad to do it, and we're glad that it's developed into something that people want to come to.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time today. We appreciate it, and good luck this weekend as well as throughout the entire 2012 season.
All right, go Highlanders. Thank you, guys.